Good morning. Remote work in Houston's office space demand. What investors should know. Remote work is no longer a temporary trend. It's a structural shift that continues to reshape office demand across major U.S. markets. And in Houston, the impact has been uneven, creating both challenges and opportunities for office owners, investors, and business operators. And understanding how remote and hybrid work models influence leasing decisions, asset values, and redevelopment strategies is essential for anyone involved in Houston commercial real estate. Now, how remote work changed office demand nationwide. So, since 2020, employers have reevaluated how much office space they truly need. And many companies now operate with hybrid schedules, so 2 to 3 days in the office, distributed workforces, smaller headquarters paired with flexible satellite offices. And the shift has reduced overall office demand while increasing demand for higher quality, more efficient space. In Houston's office market, let's dive into the split performance aspect. So, Houston's office market tells really a two-story narrative. There's some struggling assets, there's some older Class B and C buildings, and there's also commodity suburban offices nowadays. But properties also with poor parking, low ceilings, or even dated layouts. So resilient and growing segments is another topic, and Class A and trophy offices definitely has a presence as well. But medical office buildings or MOBs are becoming a more popular space category. But there's also energy, engineering, and life sciences hubs. In West Houston submarkets near Katy, the Energy Corridor, and Memorial are valued assets. In location quality, building condition, and tenant mix matter more than they ever did. So, why do tenants want post remote work? Well, today's office tenants prioritize smaller footprints with more efficient layouts, high parking ratios. They also want proximity to housing, to retail, and amenities. But collaborative spaces over rows of desks are being more common. And buildings that support hybrid work culture are preferentially treated. And offices are no longer just workplaces, and that's the thought. They are collaboration and culture centers. So, it's the investor implications, it's both a risk and an opportunity. Remote work has not eliminated office demand, it has just filtered it down. So, let's take a look at some of the risk. You could have vacancy in outdated buildings. You could see downward pressure on rents. And you could also see higher TI and leasing costs for older buildings. But let's look at the opportunities as well. The opportunities are you could acquire discounted office assets in the B and C category. You could also convert office to medical, to flex, or to mixed use. And office targeting owner user buyers is still a prevalent segment, and redevelopment and adaptive reuse strategies are abound. And savvy investors are underwriting office deals with realistic lease up timelines, conservative exit assumptions, and flexible capital structures. Now, let's take a look at Houston's advantage in the hybrid area. Well, Houston benefits primarily from Texas's business friendly policies. And we typically have lower occupancy costs versus coastal markets. But not only that, there's a lot of population as well as job growth in Houston. And we have strong medical, energy, and engineering sectors. And together, these fundamentals support long term office relevance, even as formats evolved. So here's the final takeaway on office demand. Remote work has permanently altered office demand, but it has not killed the office sector. And in Houston, the market is resetting, not disappearing. So for investors and business owners, success is going to lie in buying the right assets, being in the right submarkets, having the right tenant strategy. And office real estate in Houston remains viable, especially if approached with discipline and adaptability. And that, my friends, is it for the day. Please visit my website, HoustonRealEstateBrokerage.com, to figure out how to get a hold of me, and I'd love to talk more.